architecture is quite interesting. The fact is, most of the designs came from the Greeks. Though this is true, the Romans used the arch and the new building material, concrete. Concrete took over as the primary building material. As marble was hard to ship, concrete could be made at the worksite. Concrete proved to be less costly and it was easy to transport. The arch was probably one of the most important part of Roman architecture. Almost every building uses the arch. As we can see in the Colosseum, every opening is an arch. The Romans used two types of arches, the round arch and the elliptical arch. As we can see, this is a round arch. This arch was probably the most common out of the two arches. It was mainly used in buildings and hallways. This is an elliptical arch. Though this arch is similar to the round arch, the elliptical arch is probably the closest arch to modern-day doorways. This arch is not as common compared to the round arch because it cannot support a great deal of weight. Aqueducts were very important to Roman civilization. They supplied fresh water to cities that needed it. It allowed for further expansion from fresh water. They were a big achievement. Aqueducts were also a big achievement in architecture. Aqueducts could span across great lengths. This was modeled after Pont du Gard, which spans across 50 kilometers or about 31 miles. Over this distance, it only drops 17 meters. Now, what is the first thing you notice? Let me give you a hint. Every arch in an aqueduct is a round arch. Though this is a big project, this aqueduct only took about 3 years to build and only required about 800 men. Roads also played a big part in Rome. There is a quote, and many of you probably have heard of this: all roads lead to Rome. Back then, this was true. All roads expanded outwards from Rome. This was to stop uprisings and rebellions against Rome. At the peak, the road stretched out 53,000 miles. Roads were made simple, a basic, almost tile on concrete. This is a simple village road. It is narrow and does not allow for a lot of traffic. There are also more advanced roads with gullies to let the rain run away from the road. This helps stop erosion of the road. Rome also played a big role in Western civilization. We all have running water, all thanks to indoor plumbing, similar to the aqueducts. Also, we may still be using a dirt road if it wasn't for Roman roads. Romans were also the first to greatly use concrete, so we wouldn't have any tall buildings, or much of anything for that matter. That's a wrap. To do a recap on the major points, concrete is the main building material. The round arch is most common. Aqueducts were very long, 50 plus miles. There was a lot of road, 53,000 miles, and all the impacts on Western civilization.